A very warm welcome to all our viewers. I'm Shilpa Ratnam and you're watching the morning news on CNN News 18. Now for a quick look at the top stories making headlines from across the world. Ace wrestler Bajrang Punia gave India its first gold medal in wrestling at the ongoing Commonwealth Games 2022 as he beat Canada's Lachlan McNeil in the men's 65 kg freestyle wrestling final. Bajrang's efforts took India's medal tally to 22 at the ongoing games in Birmingham. This was Bajrang's third Commonwealth Games medal in as many events. Rio Olympic medalist and ace wrestler Sakshi Malik defeated Canada's Anna Gonzalez in the final of the women's freestyle 62 kgs to win gold for India. This was her third Commonwealth Games medal till date. Deepak Punia secured India's third gold medal in wrestling in the 2022 Commonwealth Games on Friday by defeating Pakistani wrestler Mohammad Inam. Punia won the thrilling tie between the two arch-rival countries by a scoreline of 3-0. Grappler Anshu Malik won the silver medal in the women's freestyle 57 kg category after losing to Fola Said of Nigeria on Friday. Malik faced 3-7 defeat against Nigeria's Odunayo in the gold medal match. Malik bagged the first medal for India in the wrestling of the ongoing Commonwealth Games 2022. Indian grappler Divya Kakran clinched a bronze medal in the women's freestyle 68 kgs after defeating Tiger Lily Cocker Lemali of Tonga on Friday. Kakran defeated Lemali 2-0 in the bronze medal match. Kakran backed the medal in only 26 seconds via victory by fall. Indian grappler Mohit Grewal also won the bronze medal in the men's freestyle 125 kgs after defeating Aaron Johnson on Friday. Grewal defeated Johnson 5-0 in the bronze medal match. Grewal bagged the medal in only 3 minutes and 30 seconds. After Indian wrestlers' outstanding performance at the Commonwealth Games on Friday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated all 5 medal winners, including Bajrang Punia, Sakshi Malik, Deepak Punia, Anshu Malik, Divya Kakran and Mohit Grewal. India won 3 gold, 1 silver and 2 bronze medals in wrestling on Friday. It was heartbreak for the Indian women's hockey team in the semi-finals at Birmingham as they lost 3-0 against Australia in a penalty shootout after the match ended with both the teams levelled at 1-1 at regulation time. However, Indian captain Savita Punia was denied a save off the first shot by Australian Rosie Malone as the umpire informed her that the clock did not start with Indian striker Lal Ramsiami ready to take India's first shot. 23-year-old Justin Jez selected as referee by All India Football Federation. Jez becomes India's first youngest national football referee in Rajasthan. A car with 3 people inside fell into a river in Uttar Pradesh, Bijnor. Watch what happened next.
The car was en route Haridwar when suddenly the bridge that it was passing over got completely flooded. The car then fell in the overflowing river and got nearly submerged. 3 people who were in the car managed to jump off in time. But the car got swept away in the flood waters. Some locals tried to bring it ashore, but the current was too strong. Eventually, a crane had to be brought in to extricate the car from the river.
The Grand Old Party of Congress staged massive protests in the national capital against price rise on Friday. The party stalwarts such as Shashi Tharoor, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, even Rahul and Priyanka Gandhi wore black clothes as a mark of protest. Rahul and Priyanka were later detained for 6 hours. The protest led to a political war of words between the BJP and the Congress.
हम शांति से राष्ट्रपति भवन जाना चाह रहे थे। सारे के सारे एमपीज हैं राज्यसभा और लोकसभा के, मगर यहाँ पे हमें अलाउ नहीं किया जा रहा। हम महंगाई के मुद्दे पे, बेरोजगारी के मुद्दे पे हम यहाँ खड़े हैं। लोकतंत्र की हत्या हो रही है। आई एम हैप्पी टू बी मैन हैंड।
इनको लगता है कि जितने भी इनके विपक्ष में जो कुछ कहता है उनको ये दबा सकते हैं और इनको ये लगता है कि दबाने के बाद ऐसे अपनी फोर्स दिखाने के बाद हम चुपचाप से समझौता करके बस में बैठ जाएंगे इसके साथ। तो क्यों करें हम? लेकिन जो आम जनता है वो तरस रही है, तड़प रही है। ये ठीक है क्या? उनको महंगाई इसलिए नहीं दिखती, उनके लिए है ही नहीं, उनके पास पैसा ही पैसा है, जो चाहे जब खरीदे।
Responding to the protest by the Congress, BJP stalwart Amit Shah has accused them of protesting actually against Ram Mandir. He claimed that it is not some coincidence that the Congress protested on the same days as Ram Mandir's Bhumi Pujan anniversary and said that these protests expose Congress's appeasement policy.
कांग्रेस ने आज का दिन इसीलिए विरोध के लिए और विशेषकर काले कपड़ों में विरोध के लिए सिलेक्ट किया है कि वो एक शटल मैसेज देना चाहते हैं कि हम राम जन्मभूमि के शिलान्यास का विरोध करते हैं और अपनी तुष्टीकरण की नीति को वो आगे बढ़ाना चाहते हैं। तुष्टीकरण की नीति न देश के लिए अच्छी है न कांग्रेस के लिए अच्छी है।
कांग्रेसियों ने काले कपड़े पहन करके जो प्रदर्शन किया है, यह से राम जन्मभूमि मंदिर निर्माण की तिथि के दिन यह राम भक्तों का अपमान है, अयोध्या दिवस का अपमान है, भारत के लोकतंत्र का अपमान है।
Responding to BJP's Mandir Jibe, Congress MP Jairam Ramesh and leader Digvijay Singh launched a scathing attack on Home Minister Amit Shah. The leaders not only called Shah's argument bogus, but also said that he was attempting to polarize and that Lord Ram stands with the Grand Old Party. A 15-member gang abducted a young woman from her house in Tamil Nadu's Mailaduthur town. Take a look.
Wearing masks and carrying sharp weapons, the gang members forcibly entered the woman's house. They dragged her out after threatening the family. The family members ran after them in vain, trying to stop the brazen abduction. After the accused fled with the woman, her family informed the police. With the help of CCTV footage, the police nabbed the accused and rescued the woman. It turns out that she had turned down a proposal from the head of the gang who had been stalking her for some time. That's when he got together some accomplices and decided to kidnap her.
Apple has asked suppliers to ensure that shipments from Taiwan to China strictly comply with Chinese customs rules to mark the origins as made in Taiwan, China. Apple told suppliers on Friday that China has started strictly enforcing a long-standing rule that Taiwanese-made parts and components must be labeled as being made either in Taiwan, China or Chinese Taipei. This after a recent Nancy Pelosi visit to Taipei stoked fears of rising trade barriers. Pakistan's Election Commission on Friday issued a notice to former Prime Minister Imran Khan and ordered him to appear on August 23rd at the hearing in the prohibited funding case against his party. Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf PTI party and the Election Commission of Pakistan ECP have been at loggerheads. Khan has been accusing Chief Election Commissioner Sikandar Sultan Raja of being biased. A Special Enforcement Directorate court in Kolkata on Friday sent former Minister Partho Chatterjee and his close associate Arpita Mukherjee to 14-day judicial custody in connection with an alleged scam in the staff recruitment by School Service Commission. While Partha was taken to the Presidency Correctional Home, Arpita was sent to the Alipur Women's Correctional Home. The two will now be produced in court on August 18th. It was a narrow escape for one woman in Madhya Pradesh's Ratlam. Take a look.
This woman was waiting for her husband at a petrol pump when suddenly a truck came from behind, hit her and dragged her for some distance. When the driver realized his mistake, he reversed his truck and fled from the spot. The woman was left seething in pain and rushed to the hospital where she's undergoing treatment. Bystanders tried to chase the truck but only managed to note down the registration number. Based on that, a case has been registered against the errant truck driver.
Shiva devotees in Bikaner made a unique 18 feet tall shivling. The height of the shivling is 18 feet and the width is 6 feet. It has been made by artists from Gujarat using 1,25,000 Panchmukhi Drudraksha. This unique shivling is located in Vaishno Devi Dham at Bikaner's Jaipur Road. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee met Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday and pressed for immediate release of pending dues to the state under several central schemes which her government has been demanding for long. The Chief Minister has said that Bengal's outstanding dues from the centre amount to over 1 lakh crore rupees as of July 31st, 2022. CM Mamata Banerjee is in Delhi on a 4-day visit during which he is likely to meet non-Congress opposition leaders. Several rivers in Himachal Pradesh are in a spate after incessant rains.
This tractor trolley got stuck in the middle of a river in Himachal Pradesh, Solan district. The driver tried to cross over to Haryana through this river in a bid to evade no entry on the road. But the vehicle got caught in the overflowing river. The tractor started swaying in the gushing waters. 3 migrants who were sitting in the vehicle then jumped into the river. As soon as they jumped, the tractor turned turtle. Dozens watched in horror but made no effort to save the 3 men who struggled to stay afloat. Finally, the 3 migrants had a miraculous escape after they managed to swim ashore.
AIUDF Chief Badruddin Ajmal hit out at the centre over inflation and said India's money is with FM. How will she know how much a person spends to buy? There is no inflation for any minister. Ajmal also added that BJP MPs should ask their wives how they're running the kitchen. He asked the government to take note and warned that if they don't take a look at inflation, then it will eat up their government in 2024.
सीतारमन जी हमारे फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर हैं। फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर का मतलब ये कि पूरे इंडिया का पैसा उनके पास है। वो रिजर्व बैंक की मालिक है। उनको कैसे पता चलेगा बावर्ची जाके कितना पैसे में क्या चल रहा है? उनको तो पता ही नहीं। किसी कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर को पता नहीं चलेगा उसका बाजार कितने रुपए में आता है। मैं तो बोलूंगा बीजेपी के एमपीज लोग जिनको अपना घर का पैसा खरीद के खाना पड़ता है, वो इंसाफ से अपनी बीवियों से जाके पूछे वो किस तरीके से अपना किचन चला रही है।
A dramatic rescue operation was carried out in Andhra Pradesh's flood-hit NTR Nagar.
This group got cut off after water levels in the river rose significantly following heavy rains. A police team managed to reach them on a boat. But the river was flowing so quickly that the boat couldn't be steadied. So the policeman flung a flotation device at the stranded group. But it was of little use in the overflowing river. Finally, with the help of a rope, they were dragged to safety, made to sit on the boat and brought ashore.
Mumbai-born Vistara aircraft landed back in Varanasi after it suffered a bird hit on Friday. The Director General of Civil Aviation in a statement said Vistara A320 aircraft was involved in an air turn back to Varanasi due to a bird hit. The aircraft landed safely in Varanasi with its random being damaged. Samajwadi Party MLA Azam Khan has been admitted to Medanta Hospital. The doctors say that Azam Khan has been suffering from lung infection. A critical care team is monitoring him. However, his condition is said to be stable. A horrific bus accident in Rishikesh was caught on camera.
A speeding double-decker bus crashed into the road divider and then overturned. The bus crashed into a police checkpost on the side of the road. The impact was so strong that the checkpost was completely demolished. 65 people were on board the bus that crashed. At least one passenger was killed. After the accident, locals tried to pull out the passengers from the bus. 15 were injured. Initial investigations show that the bus flipped over after the brakes failed.
In just a few days, India will be celebrating its 75th year of independence, and under the government-initiated Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, a bike rally was flagged off in Delhi by Union Minister G. Kishan Reddy. The Delhi Sikh Brigade took part in the rally. Meanwhile, in Gujarat, the Indian Coast Guard celebrated the Har Ghar Tiranga movement with fishermen in Veraval. The tricolour flag was hoisted on the fishermen's boat. Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri tweeted and shared the unique moment. In West Bengal, the Howrah police has been conducting Independence Day march past drills. The drills are being conducted on the Howrah bridge, wherein the police personnel are seen carrying flags on their bikes. Incessant rains in Himachal Pradesh have triggered landslides in several parts of the state.
In Chamba district, bystanders watched in horror as a huge chunk of the mountain crumbled and fell down. The road below was completely blocked after huge pieces of debris fell on it. More than a dozen people were travelling on the Koti bridge when the landslide began. But it intensified in seconds, making people run for cover. A cloud of dust surrounded the area as huge chunks of the mountain broke away and fell. Had the debris fallen on the Koti bridge, the damage would have been far more.
India is all set to get a new vice president as the voting for the same will commence shortly. The face-off between the NDA candidate Jagdeep Dharna versus opposition's Margaret Alva is heating up. Voting will end at 5 p.m. Speculations loom that NDA may bag another big win. This as Dharna is expected to get 2/3 of the votes. On Friday night, Israel pounded Gaza with airstrikes. More than 15 people, including a top militant, were killed in the attack. However, it did trigger a barrage of retaliatory rocket fire from the territory. Justifying its move, Israel said that it launched a preemptive strike against Islamic Jihad, killing a top commander of the Palestinian militant group. In Hyderabad, a car was seen precariously hanging from a 25 feet high wall. This happened after the vehicle crashed into the railing of a multi-storied building. The driver allegedly lost control of the steering wheel after the brakes failed. Thankfully, no one was hurt in the incident, and bystanders managed to pull the driver out of the car. Dramatic visuals from Rajasthan Sirohi show the extent of flood mayhem in the state.
The abandoned auto was stuck smack in the middle of the completely submerged road. But it turned out to be a savior for this man who fell off a flooded bridge and got swept away. The water was moving so fast that he had no choice but to go with the flow. But he managed to latch onto the vehicle and stood on its ledge, waiting for the help to come his way. Dozens of people gathered around and helplessly watched the man's plight. He was eventually pulled out to safety when police arrived at the spot.
The COVID alarm continues in the national capital. 2,419 cases and 2 deaths have been reported in the last 24 hours. Deaths have been reported for the 5th day in a row. Positivity rate now stands at 12.95%. This is the highest number of daily caseloads reported in the last 6 months. A minibus skidded off the road and fell down in a gorge in Barmeen area of Udhampur. 8, including school students, injured in the accident. Relief and rescue operations are currently underway. Days after nearly 100 students of IIT Basra in the Telangana district were taken ill due to mass food poisoning, which subsequently led to massive protests within the campus, now few videos have been doing the rounds on social media where the cooking staff are seen bathing in one end of the kitchen within the campus. School bus driver was arrested for putting the lives of 30 children at risk in Noida.
The driver rammed the bus full of children into a closed railway barrier. When the bus was approaching the railway line, the barricade was just closing. But the speeding bus did not stop and rammed into the barrier. Even after breaking the barrier, the driver did not stop and continued to speed ahead. The bus driver was directed to stop ahead by the railway officials, but he did not heed to their advice. A train was going to pass through the railway line when the driver sped through it dangerously. At least 30 children between the ages of 6 and 10 were inside the bus at the time of the incident.
A case of civic apathy coming in from Karnataka. 2 months after construction, a road in Chikmagluru's Tiruguna village has caved in. The road was constructed at a cost of 1 crore rupees, and the village farmers gave parts of their land for the road construction to ensure better connectivity. A government college in Karnataka is under the limelight, and for no good reason. In a shocking viral video from Mayakonda Government ITI College in Devangere district, Many students can be seen openly cheating in examinations. The college authorities have been accused of allowing these students to copy by taking a bribe of 3,000 rupees.